What is floorball? This is probably one of the questions I've been asked the most when I say which sport I play. And most of the time I had to answer something like this. It's like ice hockey, but with no ice, different sticks, and different rules. That's annoying, so I decided to write a video about it to define exactly what floorball is. Here's a quick definition. It is played indoor with a ring and 2 goals. There are 6 players on the field. 2 attackers, 1 center, 2 defenders, and 1 goalie who plays on his or her knees and has protections all around the body. Every player has a stick mostly made of carbon and the ball is small with holes in it. The game style is fast, there are some physical contacts but no violence is accepted and dribbling skills are needed. Okay, now that everyone has shown this part to people that didn't know floorball, we can go more into details. First, we'll go into the history of the sport. Where does it come from, how did it emerge, and what happens now? And second, the rules are quite different from ice hockey, sport to which it is mainly compared, so I'm gonna explain it. Okay, is everything clear? Everyone follows?
Sir,
Yeah?
why is it called floorball and not unihawk? I played something similar at school, but my teacher called it unihawk.
As most of my friends know now, unihawk is a brand of floorball. It makes sticks, shoes, grips, clothes and balls. Whereas floorball is the name of the sport, though it has some other names like innebandy in Sweden and Norway and salibändy in Finland. Oh, and in Switzerland and Ireland it's called unihockey.
Thanks a lot.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Fucking idiot.
So now that we're done with all the questions, we can move on to the first part. Let's go! Floorball emerged during the early 1900s as an indoor variant of the game bandy played during school playtimes. It is still unclear where this game was first played, whether Canada, USA or Sweden. But the first modern floorball game took place in Gothenburg in 1968. But there are some traces found in the city of Minneapolis in 1958 when an industry introduced plastic sticks under the name of Cosm. The debate of where and when it was first played takes place mostly because the game did not have the same name. Ball hockey, indoor bandy or even Cosm hockey.
I don't know. You don't know?
The game became more organized in the 1970s around Gothenburg in Sweden by inserting rules that are still relevant to this day. The 3 first countries to have a floorball federation, Finland, Sweden and Switzerland, decided in 1986 to form an international federation, now known as the IFF, International Floorball Federation. Okay, now it's gonna be the fun part for me. This is gonna be the history of the IFF. In 1991, Denmark and Norway joined the IFF, followed by Hungary next year. In 1993, Russia and Czech Republic were enlisted, and the first European Cup took place in Helsinki for women and Stockholm for men. The following year, 1994, a bunch of countries entered the federation: Estonia, Germany and Latvia, but also Japan and the USA. This same year was played the first European Championships for men in Finland. In 1995, the women could play the European Championships like men in Switzerland, and Belgium and Singapore also joined the growing IFF family. Next year, the first World Championships for men took place in Stockholm, and Australia entered the IFF. 1997, the first World Championships for women were held in Holland, in Finland. And Austria, Great Britain and Poland joined the federation family. In 1999, the Netherlands, Brazil and Slovakia joined in. 2001 was the year for Spain, Italy, Slovenia, Canada and New Zealand to enter. And I'm gonna stop there because the list is so long that I could go on for 10 minutes. To summarize the next years, women and men under 19 received their own world championships, universities too, and floorball was for the first time in the program of, I don't know how to pronounce it, the World Games or something like that, and it was supposed to play during the 2020 Summer Olympics. In conclusion, floorball was a tiny sport just played in a few places until 1986 with the foundation of the IFF, and after that, many countries. What we can see from these 2 graphs is that, unfortunately, the federation growth over time isn't exponential, which is a pity, but it continues to grow quite linearly since its creation. With the peak of joining countries in 2007, the federation continues to grow at its own pace and expands around the world with at least 1 member association in each continent, except Antarctica. Yo, that's cool. Floorball getting international, like that. So many new countries means new opponents, new opportunities to play in different countries, etc. Well, even though everyone's dream in current floorball is to play either in Finland, Sweden or Switzerland. What is kinda interesting with floorball is how it is compared to ice hockey, even though the rules are like totally different. Okay, first, don't get me wrong, I do not know every single rule of ice hockey, so some of them may look alike. And second, I will not go into specific details about every rule because I'm so fucking lazy, but also because it would be useless. There are so many rules depending on different situations that it will take even more time than listing every country that joined the IFF. So, let's get into it. When I get to... Yeah? Oh, hey again.
Yes, me again.
Go ahead, what's your question?
How is a floorball match structured? Because yeah, thank you for telling me the rules, but how does it apply to during a game? And what does it represent?
Yeah, right. So, a floorball match is played over 3 periods of each 20 minutes, except for children under 13 who play 15 minutes each period. A player can change at any time he wants. Basically put, most of the team have lines of 5 players that try to go in and out at the same time, and these lines usually play between 1 and 3 minutes on the field depending on the situation. This allows players to go all out on the field and then have some rest. Every period starts with the ball in the center of the field, with each team's center, most of the time, ready to take the ball when the referee whistles. When a goal is scored, the game is stopped, so is the time, and the ball is placed in the center again just like the start of a game. When a fault is made, the reaction depends on the type of fault made, and that is where we are heading now.
Small pause. My head is gonna blow right now.
Really? But it's so simple.
Yo, you know this sport. Obviously it's easy for you.
Anyway, when I get to play floorball with friends that have never played it, I explain these 3 rules. Number 1, the stick cannot go higher than the knee. Number 2, it cannot go either between the legs. And number 3, contact between the players is allowed, even obliged, but mainly shoulder to shoulder. These are the only rules you need to play with friends. When it comes to match, it's much more difficult. Thus, I'm gonna try to put rules in some categories. The faults ending up in free kick, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 plus 2 minutes, and penalties. There are other sanctions for more serious faults, but I'm not gonna cover them. The number of faults ending up in a free kick is big, and when a free kick is played, it can be played all around the field, like here, or even there. It's never played around the goal though, but as you can see, it depends on where the fault has been made. These faults can be either hitting the opponent's stick without hitting the ball, pushing other than with the shoulder, stopping the ball when jumping, or touching twice the ball with your foot. You can only touch it once to stop the ball, for example. There are some rules for the keeper that end up the same way, like if he or she leaves the keeper's zone with the ball in hand, if he or she throws the ball further than the middle so that the ball only bounces after the half of the field, etc. The keeper also has a zone where only him/her is accepted. If a player goes into the zone, a fault is called. The rules in floorball are mainly about protecting the players, and the keeper is considered as the most important player. They are thus more protected than field players. But one thing you must not forget is that the referees, no matter their level, are right. If you contest a decision, "2 minutes. This is not the only way to get 2 minutes. But first, what does that even mean? Let's imagine you are the player getting 2 minutes. Now you have to head to the table where every goal, faults and stops by the keeper are noted, and you have to stay out of the game for 2 minutes. During that time, your team has to play 4 field players against 5 field players, until the time expires or the opposing team scores. So, now let's head into the 2 minutes fault. It's also quite tricky to make you understand it without having played, but yeah. If a player plays with more than 3 support on the floor, like 2 legs and the sticks and the hand, 2 minutes. If a player raises his or her stick between the hips and shoulders, 2 minutes. If a player pushes someone else too hard in the ring or the goal, 2 minutes. Anyway, these are more the rules that you learn by playing. However, a really important rule is that there cannot be more than 5 field players, except if the keeper is out of the field. Yes, it can happen. If someone changes too early, meaning that there are 6 players on the field, 2 minutes again. There are also zones where you can change, and same if you change out of these, 2 minutes again. Do you understand now the 2 minutes? No? Don't worry, me neither. The 5 minutes are mostly when a player is being dangerous without willing to be, just like raising the stake higher than the shoulder, or that his or her actions haven't affected in a really bad way the player. Hard pushing towards the ring or goal, throwing the stake to touch the ball to prevent a goal, for example, but also if a player makes someone trip over. The 10+2 rule is when there is no small from a player. This player gets 10 minutes and the team has to send someone else to get 2 minutes. The 10 minutes for the players starts after the 2 minutes. Non, Maxime, je ne ferai pas une explication de ce que j'ai fait. And a penalty is called when a player makes a fault to stop a player from scoring. Whew. Okay, it's finished. Night. I hope you got me. Everything that I've said comes from notes that I gathered from a course on refereeing. So some things might not be complete or false. This is just to give you an overall idea of the rules in a floorball game. Oh, hey, so yeah, we're now finished. I hope I wasn't too much confusing in the video and that it wasn't too long. Tell me what I could improve in this, and if you liked it, then don't hesitate to punch the like button, and why not subscribe? I hope you liked it, and then bye bye.